Hi. Welcome back to Sonia KE, and thank you so much for tuning in one more time. Subscribe if you haven't. But today, I know it's been a while since I last posted, and it's been challenging. A lot has been going on. I'll update you guys. But for today, I just wanted to share part of what's going on in my life right now and ask, when do you know, like, how do you know it's now time to leave, like your work or where you are, what you're doing? How do you know that it's time to go, that you've done your best? I'm in a field where I've worked for an organization for 8 years now, and in these 8 years, I'm just wondering, it's not worth it anymore. And so this got me to the researching and finding out more information about, like, how do you know when to leave, and that's what I want to share today. The first thing is that sometimes it's just about when you can't be heard anymore, then you wonder, how are you making an impact into this organization? How are you making a difference? When you've stayed someplace for so long, I'm not saying that always when you stay for long it becomes valueless. Sometimes it does, but staying for long should also mean that you're growing at a personal level, and you're also growing in terms of what you're offering. Because if I'm becoming better, then I should be able to offer better services. So if my voice is no longer being heard, if what I'm saying is no longer necessary, then I should think about, what else am I doing? Is it worth it? Or sometimes it's just your opinions and your ideas are met with a lot of negativity. It still means you're not being heard. In communication, feedback is key. If what I'm saying receives negative feedback, then I start wondering, was I supposed to even speak? Was I supposed to talk? Then it becomes challenging. If you cannot bring in your ideas, your freshness, your energy is no longer received positively, you wonder, that's when you know it's now time to go. It's really about that, a bit of spiritualism, like your spirit is not sitting well at that place. It has nothing to do with the people. Sometimes it's even with the people. You no longer get along, or there's so much, back and forth going on. It's already negative even before you start. Then you wonder, it's now time to go. Let me know what you think. Like, what's your experience like? The second thing that for me is like the key thing that I look at when I want to make the decision to quit or to make the next move is there growth? Is there personal growth? Am I growing where I am? Is it an organization that offers opportunities for growth? Are they intentional about their staff? Are they intentional about their people? Do they encourage you to take up courses around that area? That means financially, and even giving you opportunities in terms of time. I know the field in Kenya is very different, because we have this idea that sometimes organizations treat people badly, and then they come and say, there's no jobs in Kenya, hakuna kazi. If you like, you can quit. For me, that doesn't work, because I don't want to work in a place where I'm tolerated, where I'm just a burden. We all want to work in a place where, I've done my master's, this is what I got, I bring it forward, and they tell you, no, you know what, you can qualify for a better position, or you know what, let's support you through your education. I'm not saying it's always going to be like that, but evaluate your organization or your place of work, and also evaluate the kind of money you're making, or what the organization is making, and then ask yourself, are they giving the staff enough? Because we have organizations that the staff are overworked and the impact can be felt. Awards are won, people come, oh, you've won this award, you're better like this year. Or in terms of even if they give dividends, it's better this year. There's growth in terms of the books and all, but at a personal level and stuff, there is absolutely no growth, absolutely no initiative and effort from the leaders to make things better for their staff. Then it's time to go. It's time to go, because we all want to grow. I don't want to be in the same place, mark timing, and not moving forward. So if you get to such a time in such a place, maybe it's easier to look for a job when you're still on the inside. So it's actually time to start thinking about something else. And the other point that I would like to share, when to know, how to know when to leave. does it align with your goals? I think it's just similar to what I said before. Like, is there growth? But other than growth, is at a personal level, do I want to continue staying here? Do I want to explore the options? Is there something better for me out there? Especially if you stayed for long like me, you start wondering if there's something else. It's not easy to up and go, but sometimes staying in one place for long is a cause for stagnation in your goals. Do you want to continue in that career? Do you want to explore businesses? Do you want to build better networks? How is the organization placing you there? And yeah, you ask yourself those bitter questions and make very, very deliberate, sober decisions around your career, around your personal growth, because personal growth comes with family and there are kids involved if you have them. And if not, then maybe you're planning to. It's a whole, spectrum that you cannot just wake up and go. But are you working towards it? Are you making moves? What is it that is happening differently? The other thing that I've noticed with organization, if you notice that an organization is just toxic, that's number 4. Generally, a toxic organization, from the top going downwards, there's attitude. There's, you go to work and you come back and you're like, I'm feeling sick. I'm not saying you're going to come out of work happy and dancing, but you spend a lot of your time at work that you don't want to be feeling sick and feeling nauseated, and that's how depression comes in, because you're not happy, you're not motivated, you're not encouraged. There are those who spit negativity, there are those who speak nastily, there are those, every time you try to do something, you're brought down. You start asking yourself, is this the direction I want to take? Because for me, it's not worth it if I'm going to be crying every night because I tried to do something and nobody noticed. It's not worth it if I'm not going to be, even if the compensation is good. The workload sometimes is about you being able to manage it and just, plan yourself around it, because I found myself in situations where the workload really doesn't matter. As long as it's what I signed up to, there are those that are thrown your way, but you didn't sign up to, especially in terms when someone is bullying you, that one you should say no to. But just because an organization has suddenly received some form of influx in terms of work, it's not a reason to leave. But for me, in such a situation, I even work more because of the idea that now if there's an influx, then a time is coming when there'll be nothing, and I wouldn't expect my salary to go down. Just the same way now it's a lot, I don't expect my salary to go up. But if there's work, we get it done. And that's why I really value organizations that appreciate people. If you're in an organization that you're feeling drained and there's negativity and there's pain, honestly, no. For me, it's a no. Everything else can be juggled, everything else can be worked on, but that one is a no. That ties into my last point, which is just the organization structure, from the leaders to the top going downwards. Especially, let's talk about the HR bit. What is the HR policy like? Who do you report to when things are bad? Who's your solution? If your solution is lumped up with your problems, and if people are not able to separate work from personal issues, so many people, especially young people and those who are coming up, are not going to make it. So the question really is, what is the reporting structure like? What is your remedy? Do you have secret places where you can send your complaints and things like that? If not, if you cannot get your view out, then it's time to leave. Or if the structure is in such a way that one person holds all the power, the one person is the one controlling the board, the one person is controlling the staff, the one person, then you wonder, if I have a problem or if something is happening, who do I go to, without feeling like I'm going to be victimized? You see? So at that point, it's important to make that very deliberate decision to just, leave or look for something else. I know that there's a struggle for work in Kenya. I know that that's an excuse that employers use, but a very deliberate employer who values the employees, who understands that your employee is as important as the quality of services that you give, then really, you shouldn't bring those things of, there's no work in Kenya, just go, as an employer, please don't. Then there are also these organizations that When it comes to the quality of work, they pick, oh, you should work like these big organizations that are doing so well, like they mentioned Safaricom, and they throw in big names. Where I work, they used to tell us people in the diaspora, they have a different expectation, you should work like them. And then when it comes to payment, why are we not equating it to those ones? Why are we not paying like Safaricom? Why are we not paying like the people in the diaspora? Why are we not paying like that? When your expectations are A, match it to your pay. Don't be the kind of two-sided people, like, oh, this is for me, now it's good. Be objective enough to just be real. Like, the compensation and the value that you put around your staff should actually reflect the goals that you have, and the kind of image that the organization have, the branding, everything. It should flow. So we don't do, when it comes to delivering and working, we are on this side. When it comes to paying, oh, there's no jobs in Kenya, there's no money. There's no money. I know when there's no money in the organization, not when we are delivering and working and making good progress, and there is, and as an employee, depending on your level, when there's money in the organization. And then they'll quote things like, oh, the budget, oh, what did it? I'm like, you didn't know your staff are supposed to grow. So be very deliberate with your work, because for me, I make an effort to deliver. And once I negotiate, I expect it to come. And over the years, I expect to grow and become a better person. So don't say, oh, you are going to support them in training, and then you're constantly looking for, anyway, it's very bad out here, and people are struggling. If you have any experiences with the corporate world that you'd like to share, kindly please share, because I know I'm not the only one who's like, no, this is not happening anymore. Thank you so much for listening. Kindly subscribe. This channel is just for motivation and encouragement. I share thoughts, ideas of a long scope of areas, but usually it's just things that have impacted my life and that I feel that somebody else can benefit from. By subscribing, you help me to grow. Thank you so much. See you in the next one. Bye.